So I'm reading this retelling of the myth of Lilith, and I cannot help myself. I keep stopping and thinking, my gosh, does this sound familiar? Mainly because I too, a self-possessing woman, have been called demonic more times than is truly imaginable. Very much like Lilith, whenever I have decided to say no, to not go along with another person, particularly men and narcissistic women, their desire to control and dominate, I've been called demonic. And much like our friend, our girl, Lilith, the reward, the demonic horns, the devilish horns that have been bestowed upon us are not horns at all, but rather wings. Freedom. Freedom. That is our punishment. Was it worth it, Adam? You took by force what you had always had by love. It cannot have been sweeter. What can he do to me now? He is not my God, no father of mine. He did not protect me. He did not avenge my violator. He thinks to punish me for Adam's sins. I will say his name whenever I please. As I remember the angels swooping down on me in their ease and audacity, there came the strangest sensation. A glowing, a budding, a humming in my back, a searing, stabbing pain, rippling outward, enfolding into itself, intensifying into two distinct points low on each shoulder blade. From each wound, something sprouted, tearing through my flesh like spears. Blood dripped heavily onto the sand, spiny quills lengthened into silken ivory feathers. I plucked one and brushed it against my lips, soft as down, pure as a dove, the faint scent of duck eggs. As they unfurled into their full majesty, I bowed to balance the weight. I put out my hands to break my fall, but I never reached the ground. I hovered, my glorious wings bearing me up. I cricked my neck, I arched an arm, I lurched, I staggered, I bounced. It was not elegant, but oh, soon it came to me, and I soared. So what I find fascinating about the myth of Lilith is that both Adam and Lilith are creators. They are both creators. They use their minds to create. At least so far in this reading, I'm only about 25 pages in. Lilith thinks, of course, even though I haven't witnessed a goddess, Asherah, and I haven't been able to connect with her, surely these wings were a gift from her. But that passage begins with her thinking and remembering how the angels glided and how they traveled and how they were free with their wings. Lilith creates her wings and Adam creates a woman to subjugate. The sin of Adam that Lilith refers to comes about from him demanding that he is lord over her, that he owns her, and that she should lie beneath him, even though previously they've played as equals. His sin is a grape which is then put on Lilith to bear a punishment. Not even the angels come to her support. Yahweh does not protect her. She is seen as the one who is resisting this new order and therefore should be punished. And what were described as beautiful angels before become these gnarled, ugly, and like kind of yapping flying monkeys, essentially. There to do supposedly Adam and Yahweh's bidding. Now, I initially got this book because I thought it was a historical book, but that's okay. I'm actually enjoying first learning the myth through storytelling, a modern retelling, and I have some other books that I've got on my list to read. But I will say what's very fascinating about this version of the Lilith myth is how these themes continue to follow us, right? We're all very aware of these themes of the patriarchy and this kind of push-pull between men and women, between the two genders. There are more genders in this, of course, but in this kind of archaic story. And I think it's also fascinating how the human response to this dynamic doesn't really change. Like I said, I too have been called demonic for not obeying and complying with those who wish to control me. I too know the trial of being unprotected and then hounded by flying monkeys and expected to carry the sins of another. And in response to such hounding and attacks, I too have grown wings. I too have found my own freedom. What I am curious about, however, is how Lilith responds to her natural desire to want to save Eve. I want to know if that transforms, because that is one thing that has changed within me, at least. I don't actually feel the need to save and liberate the Eves of the world. And I'm curious how Eve is painted in the rest of this book. But I know for myself, I've gotten myself into many a trouble trying to liberate women who don't want to be liberated, who actually are benefiting from the system and see their own role as being sacred within the system. In fact, those very women were the first to call me demonic. And so I'm curious what comes out of Lilith's quest to save Eve. I'm at the edge of my seat. But I am right now just mulling over this impulse to name another as demonic and call them demonic. Because what does that actually mean? It's saying there's absolutely no way you could be possessing yourself. You must be possessed by a separate entity. You must be possessed by something evil. There is absolutely no way you possess your own mind and you have your own sense of self and value. It's a way to empty the other person out. And when we go on this quest to prove our goodness, right, we're essentially buying into that story. And you buy into the story not so much by believing in it, but even being in conversation with that story does something to your psyche. It splits your own understanding of you. And it creates this level of confusion that it makes it hard to clear. I mean, it took me years to really clear this state of just like feeling like I'd lost my true north. I knew I could almost feel it. It's like a ghost of a self, right? But feeling like I had to deny parts of myself, almost even still, in trying to prove this. Does that make sense? Let me put it this way. It's like making the shift from fully embodying yourself, just kind of being you, to almost like detaching from your identity to now observe yourself and monitor yourself. And what can I do to show that I'm good? What can I do to show and demonstrate that I am not that? And so now you're in this you're putting on this performance and you're not actually just letting yourself be the good that you are, right? And so your time gets consumed with this now task and this mission, this wild goose chase, right? To prove this thing that you're not actually connected to your power and being and doing and, you know, creating as you normally would. Now, I will say that Lilith doesn't spend much time doing that. She takes about 2 lines. She maybe does like 2 sentences. She's like, oh yeah, you think I'm demonic, whatever. And I love that for her. But if you were caught in that space for as long as I was, I think that's totally fine. But yeah, I do think where she's gonna get in trouble is maybe in this quest to save Eve. I'm really, really curious. And I'm also curious how much of a creator Eve is. How much do her thoughts create? And will she claim that power? We'll see. I don't know how true to the, you know, biblical telling of the story this book will be, but we'll see. Join me for the next video. Maybe at page 75 I'll check back in and we'll discuss together. If you have thoughts or if you've read this story before, why not drop a comment and let's discuss. And I'm also not counting out Adam. I want to know what propelled Adam on this journey to possess and control and name everything. I wonder if that will be answered in this retelling. And now for my predictions told through memes.